DeepSeek R1 just launched and it has everybody freaking out. The stock market is crashing, people on Twitter are going crazy, even Google and Microsoft aren't allowing you to sign up if you use one of their emails. And by the end of this video, we're gonna know whether or not this is actually worth the hype. So in this video, we're gonna use 4 different tests to determine whether or not it's better, and I think the answer is gonna surprise you. So test number 1 is going to be looking at the charts here, but I do want to warn you. I think a lot of people look at these charts and take this way too literally. I know so many smart friends that are smarter than me, but they aren't as successful, they don't do as well, and they barely know how to tie their own shoes. So if we look at this right here, we're going to see that on AIME 2024, DeepSeek R1 actually surpasses everything. It also surpasses everything with Code Forces, with Math 500, and with the SWE Bench Verified. Now, what you are going to notice is that with most things, it is only a little bit better than OpenAI 1. Now, this is the huge argument right now that this is actually drastically better than OpenAI. Now, yes, this is pretty competitive right here, and they made it for way less money, but I don't actually think that this makes this 100 times better because we have to test if you can even access it, is it even useful, and what use cases are actually available for it. Which brings me to test number 2, which is going to be ease of use. Now I know some of you might be running this locally on your computer, but I would bet for 99.99% of people, that's not actually how they access AI tools. So we need to look at how easily we can actually access this. So if we come over to DeepSeek right here, literally all you have to do is come to deepseek.com and then you're going to click on this, click start now. This is going to bring you to chat. Now from here, you need to sign up, but there are a few issues with this. For example, I'm going to try and sign up with one of my Gmail accounts. We will just put in a random password right here. And then I'm going to click send code. Now look at what happens. It says, sorry, we're having trouble sending you an email right now. Why? Because this is Gmail. And guess what Google is doing? They're blocking you from signing up for DeepSeek. Now, let's try a different email that I have. I have this one right here, and this one is actually going to be powered by Microsoft. And again, if I click send code right here, guess what it says? It says your email domain is currently not supported for registration. Great. So let me try signing up with another one. I have this iCloud email right here that I'm going to try, and actually it won't let me do it, so I need to refresh this right here. Type this back in, Robert Benjamin 516 at iCloud.com. Just type in a random password here. And then we're going to click send code. And once again, this doesn't actually work. I have literally been trying, it's like almost 10 a.m. right now. I have been trying to do this since 5 a.m. this morning. It doesn't work. Doesn't work for Apple emails. I even created a Yahoo email. Didn't work for that. Didn't work for Microsoft. Didn't work for Google. So this is a huge stain on DeepSeek, I think. Like a lot of people are really hyping this up, but I can't even access this here. So what did I do? I came back over to deepseek.com and I clicked on this, and then I actually scanned this right here. And the results are going to be surprising. So from my phone was actually the only way that I was able to access DeepSeek. Now, if we come into the App Store right here, what we're going to see, if we come under apps, we scroll down, top free apps, we're going to see that DeepSeek is the #1 app right now. But if I come over here and I open this, we're going to see that DeepThink R1 is not working. And if we click on it again, then it starts to work. Now, let's ask it a question here. For example, what is the latest AI news today? Now I'm going to do a search for this, and you'll see that this takes a pretty long time to actually end up doing anything, to actually end up thinking, to actually do anything. So now this is going to go through. This is going to start thinking, but to be completely honest with you, I do not think that this is better than ChatGPT. I do not think that this is better than Gemini. I do not think that it's better than any of these apps, because if we come over here, we'll see this is still thinking. It's saying to itself, okay, and now it's going to go through, it's going to keep thinking, etc., etc. Now this is pretty quick when this actually goes through this, but let's see whether or not these answers are even going to be that good. So, O1 Turbo, we have industry moves, we have regulation, and as you can see, this isn't really up-to-date stuff. This is talking about Biden, this doesn't mention DeepSeek, and it doesn't mention anything like that, so I wasn't really impressed with the answer that this gave me right here. And what you'll note is that if you keep prompting this with new things, eventually it's going to time out and it stops working. For me personally, this started happening after me doing this about 3 to 4 times. So, let's text the next thing. We'll come over here, we'll go to search, and I want to ask it, what is the stock price of VGT? Now what this is going to do is it's going to actually go and look up the stock price of VGT, and we're going to be able to see whether or not it actually gives me something that's accurate. Now, at the time of me actually looking this up, I could actually come over to Google and see the price right here. It's $615.81. Now I'm still waiting here for DeepSeek to actually give me the answer. I was literally able to Google this way quicker than me asking this. And again, if I were to ask ChatGPT or I were to ask Gemini, it would literally tell me immediately exactly what it is. But as you can see, this app is still searching. I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna sit here and wait for. And this tells me 6/13/48 as of today, which again, that is not correct. So this is wrong. This says as of 9:42 a.m. And again, this is wrong. So if this is doing a search, why didn't it give me the real-time update? It's currently 9:57 right now, yet this thing gave me an update that was 16 minutes too late. On top of that, if we come into this app and we actually look around, we're gonna see a few things. I cannot customize anything. If I click into here, there's no customization at all. If I come over here, we can upload things, but this is basically all that I could upload right here. And I have to be completely honest with you, I am not too impressed because there's basically no customization, there's no advanced features, I can't talk to it, and the only way for me to actually use DeepSeek right now is me using this on my phone or me running this locally, and for 99% of people, I just don't think they're gonna do that. But before we get into that and the two other test cases that I have, you need to make sure that you smash that subscribe button if you want to learn about the latest and greatest AI tools. Now, I don't want to just be negative here about DeepSeek R1, so I went to Twitter to try to find some of the best use cases for this. So this right here has 13 examples that are going to blow our mind. So if we see this one in here, build games from different languages, this right here, I actually saw this debunked, and I actually saw that ChatGPT is way better at building games. Now actually, that's exactly what Julian did in this video right here, and if we skip to the end here, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to do watch, and we'll see that he was actually testing this, building out different games here, and if we come over here, here's what his results were.
ChatGPT R1 built it out perfectly.
And DeepSeek didn't. So DeepSeek isn't actually good at use case number one here. Number two, extract just the reasoning from DeepSeek Reasoner. Again, I don't actually see like what this is going to be useful for. What is somebody going to use this for? This isn't going to help me do my email. This isn't going to help me get better answers. This isn't going to help me come up with better ideas. So I don't really see the reasoning behind this. This one right here, R1 thinks in real time. Again, I mean, every LLM does this. I don't really see this as that huge of a breakthrough. Yes, it's thinking, but most LLMs think like this right now. And if not, they're all going to think like this in the future. And guess what? A lot of times this doesn't actually give you accurate things. We just want the answer. We don't care about the whole entire process that's going on in the background. We just want the answer here. If we come over here, DeepSeek is a side project. Yes, that is amazing, but it's a side project from a quant firm. So I'm really not that impressed there. And yes, I think that they can keep going with this and it can keep getting better. But again, why is the entire world freaking out here? Literally everything trending on Twitter, DeepSeek, stock market crash, NVIDIA, OpenAI. I get what people are saying here, but I really just don't think that this is like the most impressive thing ever. I literally can't access it on my computer. I can't customize it. I can't do anything with it on my phone. And it does nothing better than the free version of ChatGPT or what you could do with Gemini. So if we come down here, AGI at home, running DeepSeek R1 across 7 M4 Mac Pro Minis. So I see this is 15 seconds. Again, what does this do? This isn't going to help me order food like ChatGPT can. This isn't going to help me book a flight. This isn't going to help me do anything like that. I think that this is cool, but what is this doing for us everyday people that want to use AI to actually make our life better? Now this right here, this is pretty impressive, I will say. So ChatGPT R1 versus DeepSeek R1 implementing a rotating triangle with a red ball. That's pretty cool. I'd be really curious to see how DeepSeek actually creates content, be it photos, be it videos, and stuff like that in the future. Now, the next thing that I see here is crack complex math problems with ease. Again, ChatGPT can do this. Gemini can do this. All of these things can do is on the free version. This right here, building perplexity code in an hour without writing a single line of code. This, I think, is pretty amazing, and this is actually pretty cool. So if we zoom in here, What we're going to see, if we skip over to the end, this basically built a perplexity clone. Now this I think is cool, but again, if we come over to ChatGPT, it pretty much does the same thing right now. Now again, if we scroll down here, DeepSeek is 100% open source, 96.4% cheaper than OpenAI. So again, saying that it delivers a similar performance, I think that that's a lie because we still have one other test to go through, and you're going to see that DeepSeek is currently nowhere near where ChatGPT is or where Gemini is. And if we come down here, RAG app using DeepSeek R1, again, I think that this is pretty impressive, but who is actually going to run this locally on their machine? I think 99% of people probably won't do that. This one right here, again, running locally in browser. This one, multi-agent video analyst powered by DeepSeek R1. This is actually pretty cool, but again, we can do this with Gemini. Gemini is able to do all of this, and Gemini is literally 100% free for all of these things. And again, this right here, basically just repeats what it said earlier, which is that it says that it's OpenAI O1 level intelligence at 90% of the cost. But again, I'm not that impressed. Especially when you compare it to ChatGPT operators that just launched that can literally do so many different things. Like, here are a few use cases. So use case number one is it can literally order dinner ingredients based on a picture and a recipe. Use case number two is it can plan a weekend trip, and guess what it can do? It can literally book your flights, it can book your hotel, it can do all of that for you. It can do crypto investment research based on things that are actually worth looking into. It can book you a one-way flight. I use it to buy myself basketball tickets and to help me find a car. You could have it schedule things out. For example, an appointment with your barber after looking at your calendar and seeing all of your availability. You could have it research a good birthday gift for your mom and go ahead and buy it. You can have it book a house cleaner for a specific task that you need done. You could have it find the best and cheapest health insurance coverage, find a top-rated dog walker, and there's so many other things that you could do with this. And you can schedule things out with ChatGPT. I still think ChatGPT is 100 times better than DeepSeek is right now, and I think that Gemini is also 100 times better. Now, the last test I wanted to put on here is, again, that you can customize ChatGPT. You can customize Gemini. For example, in Gemini, you could go into AI Studio, you could have it create podcasts, you could have it judge your content, you can upload different sources and have a bunch of stuff there that you will now be able to reference, or you will be able to actually change how it thinks based on all of that. And you can do the same thing in ChatGPT. You can provide custom instructions. You can schedule things out. You can even have an AI agent working for you 24/7 with ChatGPT. Now, is DeepSeek impressive that they were able to do this for basically none of the cost? Yes, but to say that this is on the same level as Gemini or ChatGPT, I personally think is just overhyped. Now, if you haven't yet seen everything that you could do with ChatGPT operators, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that shows you exactly how to access it, how to use it, and 7 different use cases you could start using today. I'll see you over there.